Most important thing to me was being able to connect with all those different educators from around the country and around the world just to talk about our craft and to talk about how to improve our craft.
There's a lot of different breakout sessions which were nice, and it helped me kind of understand professors, teachers, educators from all around the US and how they dealt with different things coming up in the classroom from their specific states, which was pretty nice.
I learned that there's just like a whole world of English teachers who are dedicated to the profession. It's not just a job to them, and being a teacher shouldn't just be a job. So the convention showed me that people who love kids and learning are concerned about the future They can really make a difference through sharing their research.
You gain lots of new ideas, the handouts are really helpful, and it puts you on the path for feeling successful to become a future teacher.
I really liked getting to go to NCTE too, because it was the first conference that was geared toward my actual career, and that kind of really had a profound effect on how I imagined myself as a future teacher.
Presenting in the Future Is Now undergraduate session at NCTE was an unforgettable experience. I really appreciated knowing that my voice as an undergraduate was being heard by other academics.
This was a super cool experience as a pre-service teacher because I was able to share my ideas and get ideas from others that are just like me, and it was a super welcoming environment, which I totally recommend to anyone who's thinking about it.
It was just fun to hear things from other students or other first-year teachers that are kind of starting in the same place where I am at, but also to have professionals in our community, professors from other universities or professionals from other actual English teachers come together and think about what I was doing and to help me expand my thinking as well.
Particularly being a part of the Future Is Now program had been something I'd never really experienced before, doing that kind of research and being able to collaborate with other professors and students from other schools. And I learned a lot from those sessions, not only about my own presentation skills and research skills, but also how to have intellectual conversations about best practices and just talking about what works and doesn't work in the English classroom.
I never really thought about going forward and doing research as a teacher. I kind of always just thought like I would be a teacher and that would be like the be-all end-all of my career. However, I think it kind of inspired me to consider doing like teacher as researcher work when I start teaching, and also to just continue to go to the conference because it was really, really enjoyable to get to meet so many other teachers and pre-service teachers.
Overall, I felt I could do something now to be a good teacher, and I didn't have to wait until after I graduated, but I could ask questions as an undergrad and research and find answers that I could later apply to the classroom.
And in general, just kind of the energy and the atmosphere in the room was really positive, really high energy, lots of people excited about going into the field. So that was super cool too. And the last thing I think is notable about this presentation is, at least from a personal point of view, it got me connected to NCTE faster than I otherwise would have been. It's not an organization or a conference that was really on my radar necessarily at that point, but being able to present and having kind of not an easy avenue, but kind of a straightforward avenue to present to that conference, of course, as a student, makes it way easier to get funding for travel and getting into the membership. So it got me connected to the organization and to the national conference really quickly, which seems like a really big plus for the session too, getting potential members involved with NCTE a year or two before they, kind of hit the streets.
There is great benefit to NCTE because it helps you realize that there is a support, that it's not just you and your thinking and what you learn from college. It's that you can continually learn and continually progress and continually be a better teacher, and especially a better English teacher.
One particular conversation that I had with a teacher that was standing next to me in line, and we just started to strike up a conversation. It turns out she had just been teaching a couple years. She was still kind of getting her groove as a teacher, but she had so much wisdom to share about what it was like to be a first-year teacher, and I will still remember some of her advice about just kind of keeping with it and not giving up even when it gets hard.
Teachers aren't in the professional community. They don't have very many opportunities to become more effective. They kind of just get stuck in the same in their ways and not really reach out and learn more things So I think it's valuable for pre-service and novice teachers to join a community like this because it really pushes them to find like the best methods for teaching and not to settle for what they assume is the best way or just what they learned at their own university. But by joining a professional community, they see tons of different perspectives on teaching practices.